In the 1960s, Lockheed engineer Kelly Johnson was given an almost impossible task by the U.S. Air Force and CIA. He needed to create a spy drone with range, speed, and altitude capabilities that could match the supersonic A-12. The hope was that Lockheed's Skunk Works team could build an unmanned reconnaissance aircraft unlike any other in order to replace the increasingly vulnerable U-2 spy plane. The result was the D-21. It was a ramjet with wings and a camera, built to self-destruct after its mission. Early tests were promising, but failures to execute correctly when released over China resulted in several missteps and even a Soviet clone. Development. After Francis Gary Powers was shot down in his U-2 spy plane on May 1, 1960, President Eisenhower canceled all crewed flights over the Soviet Union. The United States was in trouble. The incident had brought the world closer to a possible nuclear conflict. Although Soviet airspace could no longer be entered by crewed aircraft, the U.S. government needed to gather intelligence on Soviet territory. The primary goal was to use satellites to spy on the antagonistic nation, but the technology was not yet ready. The CIA decided that drones should be used until satellites became a viable option. Famed engineer Kelly Johnson, who worked on the design of the U-2 plane and the AR-71 Blackbird, was tasked with leading the team that would create the requested drone in October 1962. Johnson was the head of Skunk Works at the time, and he planned on building a long-range drone reliant on the technology of the A-12 aircraft. The Air Force and CIA required that the drone concept be capable of high speeds between Mach 3.3 and 3.5, as well as high altitude, reaching between 87,000 feet and 95,000 feet. Additionally, they required that the drone be able to travel far, with a range of at least 3,000 nautical miles or 5,600 kilometers. The hope was that strategic targets could be spied on without loss of human life, and in a more reliable way than the satellite at the time allowed.